The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys!
This is the Players Lounge, broadcasting live from Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star. Now, your hosts, Barry Church, Danny McCray, Heckma Harrison, and Newey Scruggs.
Here we go, Players Lounge.
Let's ride. There it is. Yep. Let's go, man.
Four amigo Negroes are here for you for 45 minutes of Cowboy conversation. Danny McCray is here. Heckma Harrison is here. Barry Church is here.
I'm
in the flesh, baby.
In the building.
Newey
Was here early.
Perfect attendance this week, me and you.
Yeah, was here early though.
That's how we doing
y'all
now.
made it. Y'all made it.
That's how we doing weekly.
Y'all made it. Okay,
That's
I was
crazy.
here. I was here this week.
Yeah,
I've been here. I've been here this week.
Yeah. You like Heckman ran in here 10 minutes before the show's over.
What we talking about, fellas?
That's why I don't give it no doubt, bro. That's why I don't give, because, it's something crazy coming out there. What's up, Newey, man? You all right, man?
This man does some dirty work, doesn't he? You just do dirty work.
Dirty guy, man. It's a dirty
I tell you, I wish I
slid in that mug.
I'm glad you made it off that Survivor Island.
Dak Prescott. As soon as he said,
everybody at Survivor Island know how dirty you was. It was just us. You just saved it off of us.
They
on
like
TV, he was nice to all them.
They like me because I tell the truth. That's why.
Okay.
They know.
Well,
they already know. The
lies
truth
you
is
tell
coming.
yourself,
The truth is coming.
man.
Can we start Mike McCarthy, please?
Man, let's do that.
Okay, let's talk Mike McCarthy.
Golly.
Cowboys head coach is having an appendectomy today, and so he's out. Dan Quinn ran a press conference. They're telling us he's going to coach on Sunday against the Eagles, and
McCarthy's coaching on Sunday. Okay.
McCarthy's going to coach on Sunday, and Dan Quinn said, "You think the Irishman's going to miss this one?" So, meaning Mike McCarthy, Irishman from Pittsburgh, your neck of words.
Shout out.
That he's going to play. He's going to be there in pain. I mean, I just hope the man can stand and do whatever he got to do, man.
I think we were just out to eat. I think I just told y'all this story back in 2015. Chicago Bears season was over with. I was waiting to get picked up on the roster. I was in contact with the Cowboys. Hey man, we trying to figure it out, but we gonna make it happen. And I'm like, okay, so I'm working out. And my stomach and my back just start hurting like crazy. And I'm like, man, I don't know what's going on. I'm trying to be cool. I'm taking Tums and stuff. My wife was like, I need to take you to the hospital. Right? So I finally get to the hospital. I fall out before I get in there. And they put me in on the bed. And they're like, hey, man, we got to take you into surgery right now. Your appendix is about to burst. So we need to hurry up and get this thing out of there. So I know exactly what Big Mike is going through, and that is some painful stuff. But he's going to be okay to coach on Sunday because he don't got to, run around and do all that stuff. And Big Mike seemed like a really tough guy. But I can tell you this, it is painful as hell. And your appendix don't even do nothing. Like, what you got it for? It's just there. There to cause problems. They're the cause problems.
Probably had to flush him out because he was full of
Y'all out of pocket, man.
I'm telling you, dog. This dude right here, Brad, bring out the worst in me. Can't even feel sorry for him. Good story.
I'm healthy, though. I'm healthy. Big Mike the one that's sick. He's going to be all right, though.
So my next question, since you've been there, sir, what was the recovery like for you? And just Mike's going in today. They say he's going to be able to coach on Sunday. So what is that recovery? What do they have you doing? Diet and everything. What goes into this?
Yeah. So it's a quick little surgery. I was out the next morning. I went that night, and then when you get home, it's really the issue is the surgery is here. Kind of. I had mine through my navel area, so it's in your stomach. So what you eat, it's tough for it to come out. So it's not necessarily like what you can eat. It's just knowing, hey, you probably finna be stopped up for maybe a week or two at this point. So that is kind of the thing that bothers you the most. But I think, like I said, he's gonna be okay. He's gonna be okay.
That Smoothie King, something like that.
I thought I was cool, but yeah, Smoothie King. They got the acai bowls too. You know what I'm saying? So that'd be right. But,
so I'm trying to think, like, will that be all right? Drink something versus eating, like I say,
Yeah, I mean, listen, I was normal because I didn't believe him, and then my stomach was like this. I was like, oh,
give your instructions. I don't care about that.
What they think? We think we superheroes when you playing ball.
What was at the Breakfast Club?
I fought it for a year. My back and stomach was hurting for a full year while I was in Chicago, and I just thought it was because football pain. And it was like,
I listen to them
bro.
folks when they tell me what to do. Okay, I'm gonna do that. I don't even take no chances. Okay.
I want to smell them cookies, and you be like, man,
I'm gonna chill on these now. People next to you smacking on them. You like, man.
That's how you gonna do, man.
That cookie got me. Keebler Elf got me. Oh, God. Okay. All right. Heckma, when you heard the news, what was your thoughts, man?
We don't have time for this, Mike. We don't have time for this. Not right now, Mike. But I don't have time for this. You know, I don't care nothing about Juju, Obens, all that. It's Wednesday, Mike.
Yeah.
We don't need this, Mike. We just don't. And it's tough, man. You know, like I heard from Dan Quinn, it'll be tough to keep him off the sideline. That's my whole thing is when you talk about the pain portion of it, what's going to be his pain threshold? Is he going to be on the sideline? Is he going to be in? Where is he going to be? Did you just pull a tasty cake out your pocket, bro?
No.
What? Look at that. Hold on.
That's some
I thought he would have taken. I was like, look,
Crustables.
You put it on the table. Leave it over there. Did you just take a leave it over there out of your pocket?
They're pulling snacks.
I'm sorry. I had a flashback.
What else you got in there?
I had a flashback. So,
Man, a doubled up, man.
I got to do another podcast after. I got to be ready to go. I got to be fueled up.
Double down, man.
Nah, man, we don't have time for it. But, need Mike to be well for Sunday night.
Yeah, first of all, hopefully he has a successful recovery and all that good stuff. But yeah, when you talk about it, if it was any other maybe coaching staff or team out there, you might be like, I don't know, a full week without the head coach being there, how's that going to affect the team? But when you look at it, you got a former head coach who led his team to the Super Bowl in Dan Quinn, who's definitely capable of taking over duties for the week or whatever the case may be. And you got guys on this team who they're experienced and they have great leadership. When you talk about Dak Prescott offensively, when you talk about a D-Law on the defensive side of the ball. So, to me, it's like a well-oiled machine now. These guys have been through it. They know what to work on. Dak Prescott's been in this offense. He's excelling in this offense. So, to me, it'll be all right. As long as Big Mike's on that field on Sunday, they'll be all right.
On Sunday.
Yeah, because Sunday is different. Yeah.
Big Mike with that Kool-Aid, man.
Yeah,
Big Mike got that Kool-Aid. He in there cooking. He need to be out there. This is a big-time game for him. And like I said, I believe that by Sunday, he'll be able to be on the sideline. Everything goes right.
All right, so Church, let me hit you with this. Having been a former player, is this where the guys in the room handle their business in a different fashion, or just more so going along with you? Everybody knows it's a big game. Everybody knows coming to town this week. Coach is sideline here for today for a little bit. What does the room do?
So the room, that's why, when I talked about it a little bit earlier, those leadership positions in each group are going to be huge. You got the Dak Prescott over the quarterback room, the offense. You got D-Law on one side. You got an experienced team. So I don't see this, this team as a whole just kind of saying, all right, we're going to get leadership. Where are we going to go with it now? I feel as though these guys in the room will be able to get the young guys going in the right direction, whatever the case may be. And they want it. They understand what this matchup is going to bring into the table. They understand that this could be the difference between winning a division and not, and having home field and not. So they understand what this is, and, I don't expect any lapse in these guys. They'll be ready to play when it comes Sunday because they got the leadership in place.
Yeah, I agree. If you look at the team and you look at each level and the leaders that you have on each level, offensive line, Tyron Smith, Zach Martin, you go to receivers, you got Brandon Cooks coming there, CeeDee Lamb. Same thing across the defense, D-Law and Stephon Gilmore. You got guys everywhere who can make sure that they have these guys ready to go. Dan Quinn, Al. You got around this team is a lot of guys who are going to make sure that these guys are doing what they need to do to be ready for Sunday.
Man, this ain't your average week. This ain't your average week of football, bro. If you need something to self-start in this week, but something wrong with you.
So you're saying it's Philly week?
You don't need no excuses, man. You don't need no excuses.
So we screaming Philly week now?
You don't need ain't no excuses.
Think green week.
Whatever it is. Hey man, you know who coming to town.
I mean, we made fun of
Sirianni for the t-shirt.
Absolutely.
He got shirts made up again?
I don't know. Okay. He don't need them. They won already.
I'll check to see if he got shirts made up this week. All right. Speaking of Nick Sirianni, let's dive into this.
Okay.
The coaching matchup. Who has the edge?
We going head coaches first, or we going?
No, that's what we look at. That's right there. Head
totality. Who got the edge?
Right up there, top
head coach. He totality.
Mike and Sirianni.
If I'm going Big Mike and Sirianni, and I'm going now this year.
Yeah, this year.
This year, I'm going Big Mike.
This year,
I'm going Big Mike, handling all the injuries that he's handled, figuring out a way to adapt the offense based off how you started, and then now Dak Prescott, who he's working with, and now he's calling plays and being able to elevate this offense to another level. I'm seeing Big Mike do some stuff that he said that he was in the lab figuring out a couple years ago. Now that he has the opportunity to do it, you're seeing the fruits of that labor that he put in the lab. And I think what you've seen this team do over the last 4 to 5 weeks is he has his handprints all over it. I'm giving most of it to Big Mike, so I'm seeing him elevating at this moment. So Sirianni, still good coach, went to the Super Bowl last year, but right now I'm Dallas Cowboys, so I'm giving it to Big Mike.
Man, I'm gonna give credit where credit is due. This guy Nick Sirianni, when he came into the league, I did not like him at all. But he's shown that he's a coach that can make adjustments. I've seen him time and time again be down at halftime, go in half, whatever he's doing, he's making the adjustments. But the disrespect. If you think he's a better coach than Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy has all of the accolades, all the skins on the wall. He's won a Super Bowl 6 times in the NFC North. He's been to 4.
We're doing this year though.
I understand. But we can't talk about coaches without giving their accolades. And I'm saying that the coaching job let's just break it down to this year, taking over offensive coordinator duties. Started off slow, but over the last 6 games, balling. Hey, you look at Dak into his play and where he is in the MVP race, it's because Mike has streamlined and he understands the guy that he has. The one thing about leadership is understanding personnel. How do I bring out the best that I have in the guys that I have? And I see Mike being able to do that. On the flip side with Sirianni, they have an offense that's tailor-made for Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is successful in it because of the system that they have for him.
I'm gonna go Sirianni on this one. I'm gonna go Sirianni. If we're talking about this year, I believe when you look at it, one, they have the best record in the National Football League, right? They got the best record in the National Football League by 1 game. But also, you look at it, the head-to-head. You know, who won head-to-head? I understand right now the Dallas Cowboys, they're flying on all cylinders. You look at these past 5 games, Dak Prescott MVP, I get all that. But when you also look at it head-to-head, they lost to the Eagles, to Sirianni. And when you look at who they've beaten, because you got to bring that into the category as well, they've beaten one team with a winning record. We're talking about Seattle. You look at Philadelphia, they ran the gauntlet. They beat Kansas City. You know, they beat Miami. They beat Buffalo. I forget they beat Dallas. Yeah. So, when you look at who they've played against, the competition, what their record is overall, and the head-to-head, if we're going by this year, I got to say Sirianni's been better. Now, if we go throughout the latter of the season, Dallas gets this win against Philly, and then they go and rattle off beating Miami, beating Detroit, beating those teams, then at the end of the season, we can have this discussion again. But right now, I mean, if we're just going by right now, body of work, you got to lean towards Sirianni on this one.
I'm with you, Church, on that. And I also want to make sure that I give this part to Sirianni in terms of, guy lost 2 coordinators. I thought they were going to fall off. Mm-hmm. I did. I thought they were going to fall off. They got a better record than they did last year this time. So, and Jalen Hurts is not, he ain't 100% right now. And we saw last week get exposed, but I think 2 weeks ago he was there. They keep finding ways to win. I'm just like, I don't like that dude either.
He's annoying.
I don't like that dude, man. I mean, if I was a player, just find a way to get on the sideline. But don't like him. And I'll say this in Mike's for Mike. I don't think we could talk about enough of how good he has been as a coordinator and to do both jobs.
Yeah.
Tony, Nick Sirianni does not call plays. Mm-mm. Mike does call plays. So to be able to call plays, make the decisions as a head, that's a lot.
That's true.
That is a lot to handle there. But I got to give it to Sirianni for this year right now. But I tell you what, let my man come off the hospital bed and win a game on Sunday, then it's Mike. You know, this is Mike. I mean, this is too good. This is too good. It's like a boxing match right now.
You're not gonna say nothing to them. You're not gonna say nothing. And that's okay. That's all right. That's all right. I'm sticking with Big Mike.
And I feel about Big Mike. But gotta win this one. Gotta win this one.
Yeah,
gotta win. And I need to see the penalties cut down. I need to see the penalties cut down, man. I need to. So maybe the team is going, rally around and win one for Mr. Pittsburgh, Big Mike.
The Bird, man.
The Irishman, win one for the Irishman.
The Yinzers.
Big Mike has done a hell of a job.
Incredible job.
He's done a hell of a job. And I can understand y'all's argument. I'm just. I'm on Big Mike's side right now, man. I'm on Big Mike's side. You lose Trayvon Diggs, Travis Smith being in and out of the lineup. You're trying to figure out which line. You lose LVE. Overshawn is out, a guy who you thought, and you are able to. Because defensive coordinators have been able to find the run, blend all that, but it all still falls on Big Mike of him coaching these guys and having them in the right position, and he's been able to adjust this entire season. Hey, offense don't look right. We figured out. Yeah, we missing this offensive lineman. Figured out. So
let me ask this question. We're going to take a break. When we come back, I want to ask, is Mike McCarthy an elite coach? Let's get into that next with Barry Church, Heckma Harrison. That's Danny McCray. Mr. Survivor himself. I'm Newey Scruggs. Players Lounge brought to you by Tostitos right here on DallasCowboys.com radio.
It's the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black. And right now, Cowboys fans can get 15% off their $75 order. Plus, because every deal needs a playmaker, your order will include a free 5-piece skincare set and free shipping. The Jack Black Playmaker is 4 of Jack's favorites and a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Make a play for the Playmaker at getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP.
Hi, I'm Danny McCray, Dallas Cowboys alumni player here with Smoothie King. And Smoothie King wants to ask you, what's that sound? That's the sound of us magically transforming our smoothie bowls into 2 new decadent flavors. Dig into a cool acai or pitaya bowl, handcrafted with crunchy, purely Elizabeth granola, fresh strawberries, and finished with a velvety chocolate hazelnut drizzle. Perfect for breakfast, lunch, or anytime you want to munch. And that's the sound of you making them disappear. Smoothie bowls, now in 2 new decadent flavors. Only at Smoothie King, the official smoothie of the Dallas Cowboys.
To kick off the 2023 NFL season, Hugo Boss teamed up with the NFL and Micah Parsons to launch an iconic apparel collection featuring hoodies, crews, t-shirts, polos, joggers, and more. The bold, unique apparel of the Boss NFL collection unites football and fashion while reflecting what it truly means to be a boss. Get yours today at nflshop.com/HugoBoss, at HugoBoss.com, and at Boss retail stores. #Be your own boss.
There is no I in Dallas. There is no I in Hart either. No I in Blue Star or in Lone Star for that matter. And there's no I in how about them Cowboys? Smirnoff knows there's no I in football. Football is a we thing, an experience that is best enjoyed together. With good drinks and good folks, home or away, we rally together, we cry together, and we always rally cry together because there's definitely no I in Cowboys fans. Smirnoff, we do game days. Please drink responsibly.
Back to the Players Lounge.
Head to AT&T Stadium on Saturday, December the 9th to experience Rally Days presented by SeatGeek. Take a tour of AT&T Stadium, get autographs from Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders and alumni, play games, head outside to Miller Lighthouse, and even play on the field. And don't forget to get your photo with Santa and Mrs. Claus. Visit attstadium.com/Rally Days for more tickets and more information.
Thank you, Heckma Harrison. You are in the Players Lounge on DallasCowboys.com radio. Appreciate Danny McCray, Heckma Harrison, Barry Church, all joining me. I'm Newey Scruggs. Okay, going back into the coaching matchup. Right now, what is our take on Mike McCarthy as a head coach in this league? Is he elite? Now, so many times people ask about Dak Prescott. Is he an elite quarterback? People love doing that. Is Mike McCarthy an elite head coach? Danny,
Man, I need a list of the elite guys. Like, what's the qualifications for being elite? Do we consider Mike Tomlin elite?
Yes, I do.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, how many Super Bowls he got?
One.
All right, well, I'm going to give Mike McCarthy the nod on being an elite coach for coming in here and 12 games back-to-back. Because when he first got here, I'm sitting there looking at this Nolan defense and how the team had responded with the COVID year and all that stuff. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know about this guy. I don't know. But I do remember Big Mike back in Green Bay having multiple years, and he was consistent with being able to get his team to where they needed to be. He has a Super Bowl win. Oh, yeah, by the way, since he's been here outside of that first year, we've been in contention, and everybody's been saying that we are one of those competitive teams. We've been in the playoffs, just haven't been able to make it over that hump. But when you're looking at coaches around the league, I think it is hard to get a guy in your building who has you in position to go into the playoffs each year with a fighting chance. So I'm leaning more toward elite.
Okay. I mean, everything that you just said, man, is spot on, especially when you say about the adjustments that he had to make after his first year with a historically bad defense and then bringing in Dan Quinn. That's a man not having any ego and basically saying, look, I got to make some changes. He makes those changes, 2 back-to-back 12-5 seasons, and this is going to be a 3rd straight winning season here in Dallas. I think the one thing that they are going to tie in to Mike right now is playoff wins and losses. They want to see him win playoff games, get to an NFC championships. He's going to be judged by that. Yeah. The regular season, he's already shown you he can master that. He can put the game plan together, the personnel together to win in the regular season. What is he going to do in the playoffs? And that's what he's going to be judged by.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I'm saying he's elite, for all the reasons you guys named. The 12-win back-to-backs, about to be the third, possibly, and, getting the playoffs. And like you said, taking over offensively, and doing what he's doing out there. So I got to say, he's elite. He's a Super Bowl winning, coordinator, and he's won in multiple spots. It's not just like, he dominated in the Packers and he came here and was just like a roller coaster ride. No, it's always been an uphill climb, and he's been ascending that climb. So to me, I got to say he's elite. If we're going to consider Tomlin and, maybe Peyton, some people could say Peyton's an elite coach, I got to throw Tomlin in the mix because he's bringing his system with it. It's not like, he's coming over here just to be the overwatch or whatever for the rest of the offensive coordinator and the defense coordinator to do their thing. He's coming in here, he's bringing his system in here, and we see now that system has worked. I mean, I guess he's done with elite quarterbacks. He's had Brett Favre, he's had Aaron Rodgers, he got now Dak Prescott. But to me, he's helping these guys get to where the position they are right now. Well, so I gotta say he's elite.
I want to bring the note up too of last year with Cooper Rush. When you go through that and you're like, okay, I like the season might be over with, right? Mm-hmm. Everybody's looking at this team and saying, well, Dak Prescott's out. We saw what happened when his leg. Well, we already saw this. And they go out and find a way to win those games and still get 12 wins on the season. Yeah, that's some elite coaching. It just doesn't happen around the league. You see a lot of teams now struggling with backup quarterbacks getting in the game, and you like, why are we even fighting? So,
I had this conversation with somebody over the week, and who was bashing McCarthy, and I just said he's an elite coach. Yeah. He's an elite coach, and just look at the other coaches in this league. I said, you don't realize how good he is, but, obviously, you just look at just who's got wins right now, currently coaching. Belichick, number one, right, 300 wins. We all know Bill's going to Hall of Fame, and he's got the record for most Super Bowls. Andy Reid, 255 wins. He's number two, going to Hall of Fame, got 2 championships. Mike Tomlin is number 3, currently coaching right now, by the way, 170 wins, 1 Super Bowl. Pete Carroll, 167 wins. Who did Pete Carroll lose to last week?
Mike
McCarthy. Mm-hmm. And then after Pete Carroll is Mike McCarthy, 164 wins. He's just 3 behind Pete Carroll. Both of them have won Super Bowl. Then behind McCarthy is Sean Payton with 158 wins, who's got a Super Bowl. John Harbaugh, 156 wins. He's got a Super Bowl as well. This man's name is up here with, and right now, if you ask me on this list, Belichick is in the Hall of Fame, in my opinion. Yep. Andy Reid's going to the Hall of Fame, in my opinion. Pete Carroll and Mike Tomlin, in my opinion, are Hall of Fame coaches. Mike McCarthy is right here with these guys. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He is right here. And as much as people want to say, well, he had Brett Favre, he had Aaron Rodgers. Anybody remember Aaron Rodgers' first year? Yeah. It looked a whole lot like Jordan Love. It was like, I don't know about this guy. And Aaron Rodgers is going to the Hall of Fame. And they won a Super Bowl over at Jerry World together. Mike McCarthy is an elite head coach. And for some reason, a lot of people don't want to give that to him. And what he's done in Dallas, they're sitting at 9 wins. Will we all say they're going to win 10? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. We all going to say, okay. When's the last time we seen 3 10-win seasons around this joint?
It's been a minute.
2 back-to-back 12-win seasons? We haven't seen that since Barry Switzer was coaching, when he had all of Jimmy's talent. We haven't seen that around here. And for fans to so flippantly act like this man can't coach, I don't like decisions, he didn't do this, he didn't do that. I'm like, did they win a damn game against Seattle? Yeah. And I had one lady, I didn't like the margin. I said, oh, you think this college football, do you? Huh?
Not the committee.
Right. I'm sorry. They were supposed to beat Seattle with the 9.5 to Vegas. They won the game, right? Yeah. I'm like, I don't know what you guys are expecting here. And then I asked her, said, look at Philadelphia. They barely beat Washington, right? Mm-hmm. Didn't beat New England comfortably. I said, so these teams, this guy does all this. You ain't questioning him, but you want to run Mike McCarthy up and down. I'm like, I don't get it, guys. I really don't. And as good as Andy Reid is, anybody seen that offense in the second half of the last 3 games? Right. Ain't been no offense.
But I've said it time and time again. It's an image problem with Mike, and they continue to figure out ways how to disrespect. It's just like I've always said it, man. People that are easily disrespected, I have to ask myself, like, why are you disrespecting this person that's shown you time and time again that they can do the job, they can get it done, they've won championships, but yet you always disregard them anytime you start talking about coaches. Man, 2 years ago we was putting Sean Payton in his seat while he was out there coaching. Like the announcers are talking about Sean Payton while showing this man wide lens him on the sideline talking about another coach in a game that he won.
Who brought that in?
The owner did that, and we had a press conference at training camp asking about it. So, the owner ain't exactly help his head coach out on that one. Hey,
Who brought that in?
Let me douse you with some fire here, and then go talk about I ain't putting no fire on him, ain't no gas on him. I didn't like that.
I said, oh, that's a thing.
It be your own people. It be your own people.
It be your own people.
I mean, my goodness gracious, Jerry.
Mike is doing a phenomenal job. He's doing a phenomenal job. He will be judged by the playoffs, as y'all say. Like, okay, 12 win. People are tired of the 12-win seasons. They want to see that you are competitive in the playoffs. That does not take away from how good Mike McCarthy has been coaching. Mm-hmm. We, as a podcast, want to see, hey, when you come up against Philly in the playoffs or San Francisco in the playoffs, that is what we want to see, and we want to see you be able to be successful against those teams.
But he's also he's paying for the sins of past coaches.
Oh, here we go, baby. Let's go, dude. Let's do it, dude.
This is really the truth, man.
How did we get here?
I don't know. We on McCarthy.
We talking about winning the playoffs. We just talking about winning in the playoffs. That's what we talking about. Winning in the playoffs.
You talking about from Chan Gailey? Okay. Campo, Uncle Wade, JG, all of it comes into where you sitting up here where fans are frustrated. People are mad. So it's not just Jason, it's the whole thing of what's happened before. And while Jerry gets it, the head coach is the one who has to pay for it.
Yeah. Every time.
Yeah, I believe so.
No, I'm saying every new coach that come in here and the previous guy doesn't win a Super Bowl or get you to that position, then if Mike McCarthy don't do it, then the next guy be paying for the sins of a list of people that then includes Big Mike.
Because we've never seen a drought like this in Cowboy history, and Cowboy fans mad, and they want somebody to blame. Yeah. And Jerry's not going anywhere. So who's that next person who's going to catch it? Yeah. It's going to be the head coach.
Yeah, head guy always. Get him.
But if things stay the same right now and Philadelphia wins this division again and the Cowboys are a wild card, the Cowboys could conceivably have to go down the exact same road they did last year.
That's all facts.
Wild card team, NFC South game on the road, and then you could be right there potentially having to face San Francisco or Philadelphia and in the divisional round. And if you don't win that, then people are going to say, oh, fire. And I'd say simply this, and do what? Where are you going to go?
For who?
Because Lord knows we see more folks go down the firing road and not have answers. It is a hard thing to do to say, we're getting rid of this guy. Okay, look at Atlanta. Man, we done with Dan Quinn. We done. Okay. How they been looking since? Been a rough road. Lovie Smith in Chicago. We done with you, Lovie. You won 10 games. Fire. Well, look at him. Now they talk about another coaching change. Old boy up there in Detroit, Bob Quinn. Now 9-7 is not what we expect with the Detroit Lions. Jim Caldwell, took him till Dan Campbell. You had to uproot your franchise and go over the river and through the woods. So for Cowboy fans that want to say, you know what, if Mike McCarthy if he don't get in an NFC Championship game, he's gone. Where do you go next?
Well, Jerry's done a good job of getting guys that can at some point get you 12 wins, 13 wins, and get you to the playoffs. He's found a way, and I think that is the most frustrating part about it is people start to have that belief because you watch the team during the season and you say, oh, yeah, this the one, and then you get to that same brick wall. Last 2 years, the same exact team, and then you're not able to pull it off. And I think that's probably the most frustrating part about watching it is like, hey man, we know the teams that we need to beat, and that's the frustrating part about this season of like, okay, with San Francisco 2 years in a row, you go into the season, you say, okay, yeah, we get to do it in the regular season this time, and we get to show them that we belong, and then you don't go out there and do what you're supposed to do. And oh, by the way, what you just spoke about, hey man, you could look back at that Arizona game, right? When you're looking at winning the division and all this stuff and best record, and you say, man,
So it's interesting because I heard this on Talking Cowboys. It was a great Nick Harris had a great trivia question. Can you name the 5 starting offensive linemen in that Cowboy Arizona game that the Cowboys started?
Yeah, that felt like a long time ago.
Biotish, Martin, Steele.
Biotish didn't start.
Oh man.
Martin didn't play either.
Martin didn't play.
Ibag, what's number 71?
Chuma Edoga.
Chuma Edoga.
Where did he start?
Left tackle.
Yeah,
and then
left
Smith
tackle.
was guard, I think. Right?
Yeah.
But who was the center?
Was it Brett Hoffman?
Oh,
What's
yeah, I would
him.
have.
And then T.J. Bass was your starting right
What's your
guard.
point?
Oh,
The point being is we go back to McCarthy in terms of coaching, and look, that was a win. That was a game we thought they'd win, but it was also a game where they didn't have their offensive line, and it clearly showed. Yeah, Jonathan Gannon, who came from Philadelphia, had exactly all the right answers against the Cowboys, and they didn't get it done. Too many mistakes in the game.
Defense had a rough go at it.
Yeah, it was not good. Josh Dobbs out here cutting them up like he did against Tennessee. Wasn't a good game, but that was not the Cowboys that we've seen here recently.
Oh, yeah.
And here it is. You guys are still learning this new offense. You got three new offensive line starters out there. I mean, this a recipe of being able to have a bad upset game like that was there.
Yeah, nobody's gonna give us an excuse for that shit.
We're not talking about why you lost. We're saying the opportunity to win that game when you look at the end of the season and say if you lose, but like that is the opportunity. I don't care. It don't matter why. I don't care. Okay, if your offense not playing well, you got a top 5 defense. Your defense should be able to go out there and win the game. Look at Pittsburgh. Okay, what you running out there on offense? Okay, your offense is trash. Our defense has to figure out a way in that game, especially with a Josh Dobbs playing at quarterback. You got to figure out a way to go out there and win that game. No offensive lineman starting. You got to figure out a way not to allow 200 yards of rushing. Like you got to figure out a way to do that.
Yeah. All right, second break here. Should the Eagles sit down Jalen Hurts?
Yes.
NFL Network says one analyst says yes.
Yeah, they all think mad if they
Get rid of him right now.
Put him on IR. Yeah.
21 day, open the 21-day window right now.
I can't wait till we come back from break. I can't wait till we come back from break.
If Sirianni do that, I take everything I said back about it. If Sirianni, man, if he done that, man, come on. Man.
We got a good final segment coming up right here on the Players Lounge. Brought to you by Tostitos on DallasCowboys.com radio.
To kick off the 2023 NFL season, Hugo Boss teamed up with the NFL and Micah Parsons to launch an iconic apparel collection featuring hoodies, crews, t-shirts, polos, joggers, and more. The bold, unique apparel of the Boss NFL collection unites football and fashion while reflecting what it truly means to be a boss. Get yours today at nflshop.com/HugoBoss, at HugoBoss.com, and at Boss retail stores. #Be your own boss.
Hi, I'm Danny McCray, Dallas Cowboys alumni player here with Smoothie King. And Smoothie King wants to ask you, what's that sound? That's the sound of us magically transforming our smoothie bowls into 2 new decadent flavors. Dig into a cool acai or pitaya bowl, handcrafted with crunchy, purely Elizabeth granola, fresh strawberries, and finished with a velvety chocolate hazelnut drizzle. Perfect for breakfast, lunch, or anytime you want to munch. And that's the sound of you making them disappear. Smoothie bowls, now in 2 new decadent flavors. Only at Smoothie King, the official smoothie of the Dallas Cowboys.
It's the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black. And right now, Cowboys fans can get 15% off their $75 order. Plus, because every deal needs a playmaker, your order will include a free 5-piece skincare set and free shipping. The Jack Black Playmaker is 4 of Jack's favorites and a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Make a play for the playmaker at getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP.
I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys.
And they snap it to Prescott, who looks right. It's not there. He escapes left. He'll run for a first down.
Just like football, when it comes to crypto, it's important to have a team you can trust. With blockchain.com, I know I'm in good hands. Since 2011, they've been trusted by millions around the world to buy, sell, and trade cryptocurrency.
Prescott's going to run this himself. Run it up the middle, and he scores.
Whether you're new to crypto or an active trader, they've got you covered. What are you waiting for? Get started at blockchain.com.
Back to the Players Lounge.
Sean Polite is your 2023 Cowboys Fan of the Year, and now he needs your help. Vote for Sean to be given the ultimate title of NFL Fan of the Year, presented by Captain Morgan, by casting your vote at NFL.com/Fan of the Year.
Is he related to old Luca Polite?
I have no idea.
Osaka Polite.
No,
Where was he at? Where was he? Who was he? A fullback? Yeah, back in the day? Yeah, Osaka.
That's a man.
That's a name.
Talk about blast for the past.
Osaka Polite.
There you go. Heckman Harrison, appreciate the read. Got Barry Church.
That's a goal.
Damn.
And
what was his number?
39, I think.
39, okay.
39.
Danny McCray in the house.
Osaka.
All right, David Carr, former number 1 overall pick of the Houston Texans, who won the first ever Houston Texans inaugural game against the Dallas Cowboys.
Houston historian.
Yes, come out on NFL Network and said that the Eagles need to go ahead and sit Jalen Hurts down, said Jalen Hurts can't read defenses, that they'd be better off starting Marcus Mariota over Hurts, despite Jalen being, 27-3? Yeah, but that's what he says, man. Get him healthy, and that quote, Mariota would be better and more productive right now for the Eagles than Jalen Hurts, end quote.
That's a bad take.
That's one of the worst.
That's a bad take. And you know, if he's making that assumption or saying that because he thinks Jalen Hurts is hurting or he has some inside information and saying like he's not making these throws or he can't make this throw because he has a shoulder problem or his knee is on the cusp of blowing up on him, then I understand how you make that. But to say Jalen can't read defenses is dumb.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's almost as bad as my, what's it?
No, it ain't.
Getting most improved, man. That's almost as bad as that, man. You gonna put Mariota in there over Hurts?
That's a horrible take.
Like, come that man. What's Mariota gonna give you out there, man?
What he gave in Atlanta?
You know what I mean? It's a wrap.
It got people fired.
Man, it's a wrap, man. I don't want to. Yeah, that's a bad.
People say whatever, man, so we can read it, and then they realize how dumb it sounds when they put Mariota end up in the game.
Last 30 starts, Jalen Hurts is 24-6. Last 30 starts for Marcus Mariota, he's 13-17.
Yeah, that's just that. Yeah.
Now, that didn't make any sense. I mean, I understand. It's a lot of people hate on Jalen Hurts.
Exactly. Don't we know it? Hear it all the time. We hear it all the time here on the player side.
He said that with a straight face, dog.
You know it, because he knew I was about to be like.
When people say they said this.
Derek Carr watching the players line.
My God.
Watching the players line in his tapes. Like, let me write that down.
Heckma said what? He can't read, Dave. That went for
Hey, you wild, man.
The thing about everything David Carr said, he really could have just put, instead of saying Jalen Hurts, he could have put his brother down there. Because
he ain't looking too good.
You got Michael Thomas getting out on Twitter talking about it. He has issues. He's not good. He not healthy.
Mr.
Slant out there talking.
You can't throw the ball down the field. I mean, his brother's not good. Saints. I mean, when the Saints fans booing you, man, that's a kind fan base. You know, they on it. They ain't Philly,
and they got weapons.
Yeah,
they have weapons on
and
offense.
A defense.
There's no reason for you not to be able to make something happen. Jameis Winston gonna go out there and probably win more games than Derek Carr.
He'll throw it down the field.
He'll give you a shot.
You see the tip ball once he got in, that thing got tipped. I said, the Winston magic is on.
30 for 30, but doggone it, he's going down the field.
Derek Carr probably their third best quarterback on their team right now.
Taysom out there?
He is.
Taysom presents another challenge.
That's what I'm trying to figure. What did Taysom Hill do? Who is he married to keep getting these opportunities like this?
Crazy
because, I mean, they continue to go to this guy that's not providing any production for him. And, I mean, Carr should have never ended up in New Orleans anyway, but man, that sink is sinking fast.
Taysom Hill does provide production.
Sean Payton got him paid.
He did get him
because he was using them the right way.
Fantasy team, man.
I'm not talking fantasy. I'm not talking fantasy. I understand the 12 points. The original tush push operator.
We ain't good for 12 points. We scored a touchdown last week now. Taysom more effective than Carr. Carr out there missing folks left and right. Don't want to throw the ball down the field. Michael Thomas can't get off. Kill him a fantasy team. But, I said David should have been talking about his brother instead of sitting up here talking about Jalen Hurts. And I go back to last year. We saw Patrick Mahomes was hurt, especially in the Super Bowl. The guy wasn't right. This is what guys do. Guys play in this league, they're not healthy, not 100%.
Who is?
Yeah.
So to sit up here and, hey, Jalen, you guys are playing your number one seed. You're trying to get back to the Super Bowl. Sit down from Marcus Mariota.
That makes no sense.
That's what I'm like. You're not even bringing in a quality guy. You got a dude who can't beat out Desmond Ridder.
Didn't he play hurt last year?
Who?
Jalen Hurts.
A little bit.
He played hurt last year where everybody was wondering what's going on.
Except because Minshew came in versus the Cowboys, I think the second game,
yes.
right?
Yeah.
Minshew came in.
And I think the number one thing should be the showdown between these two great quarterbacks. But a guy like David Carr should be talking about that, not the fact that this man can't read. That's dumb.
He mad that Stroud playing good over there. He remember his days back in Houston. I was there. He was the reason why I wasn't a Texas fan.
But that
there getting sacked.
That man was getting killed. In fairness to David Carr, when he was in Houston, he was getting his head split.
He was leading the league in sacks.
He was getting beat up. So he might not be all right.
Yeah, then they got rid of him, and then I forgot who the quarterback was. Took him to the AFC Championship. AFC Championship against the Patriots. As soon as Carr get up, he been mad ever since. He was like, why couldn't it be like that when I was there?
Hate to see.
So you have Dak Prescott right now, according to Vegas, co-leader for the MVP award with Brock Purdy, and then you got Jalen Hurts, who's in that top 3 right there. So yes, we are on NBC Sunday Night Football going to be treated to 2 guys who are right up there for the MVP, who need to close the show well in December. I think all 3 of those quarterbacks. I think the quarterback who ends up having the better December between Purdy, Hurts, and Prescott will most likely be the MVP here. So great opportunity for both of these guys to go ahead and pull ahead in the race. And you've got all the eyeballs in the world. This game is going to set a record, another NBC record, probably be the most watched game this year. If not, it's going to be a top 3 because people are going to be out there. Why are you shaking your head?
No. Go ahead. I'm saying this is crazy. Like, the Cowboys got all these primetime football games. They might have double next year. They're going to be fighting for extra. Y'all flex the Patriots? We want to flex the Cowboys back into them. They're going to try to find a way to rewrite whatever so they can make sure when you breaking all these records, somebody's sitting there saying, man, look, I don't want nobody else on the TV when it's mine. I want somebody else. Jerry, y'all figure out a way to rewrite these contracts because I want the Cowboys on there every time.
The only flex available is going to be the final game, looks like,
the Commanders,
because CBS protected the Bills game. The Miami game is a protected game. And I don't know about Detroit, but I'm imagining they probably go ahead and protect that one as well. Because that's what so Fox and CBS makes you, because you get to protect the game, and Lord knows, man, they know where to go. Mm-hmm. Even when the Cowboys playing a bum team. I mean, like the Patriots. How's that game of the week?
That's crazy.
They want it because they know it's going to get numbers. Go ahead, Hat.
This is like, I'm just going back to Dak and the MVP, and I don't care if he gets it. One of the things I know Dak knows that he has to do is get to an NFC Championship. Period. Not the end. Obviously, an MVP would bode well for him and reeing up and getting his money. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, he's playing at that level. If he has the greatest opportunity to take that step and be the front runner of the MVP race with the Eagles, the Bills, the Dolphins, and the Lions coming up the next 4 games. You pull those games out. How do you argue with his numbers up until this point and also solving the riddle of the interceptions?
See, I think you should care, because if they have any shot at winning the East, he's got to be that dude for the rest of this month.
Oh, absolutely.
And if we're honest, you see guys have everybody in there. You look down anybody's statistical card. You got one career year. This may be that career year, and the career year to go ahead and get that MVP may not present itself again. I think this is, man, and it's just my thought. This is your best opportunity, probably your best opportunity in your career. Go get it. Go get this thing, because these magical, because you need some magic to go in there to win these things here, and this may be your best shot, man.
And this is the best, like you said, this is the best year to do it, because when you look at it, there's not a guy that's out there that's just having this unbelievable statistical year. Like, you look in the past, Mahomes throwing 50 touchdowns, Tom Brady throwing 50, Peyton Manning, those guys are going off the rack. And Tyreek Hill's having one of those years, but we all understand the MVP is a quarterback. It's a quarterback award.
It's a quarterback award.
We all understand that. Hopefully he gets Offensive Player of the Year or something, because he's going nuts right now. But when you look at it, this is the best opportunity for him to get it, because he can have 35 touchdowns out there, keep the picks low, and that might win it this year, which is wow.
So Peter King, I don't know if did you read his comment all this week? Where he talked about the MVP race, and heck, he showed where basically you have to be the 1 or 2 seed to win the award, when they've kind of looked back at it. That's what it takes. That's who they're giving it to.
I care. I'm back in the caring column on it.
Like, if the Eagles got the number 1 seed, You think they give it to
they
him?
probably give it to 2, 1 or 2. So you probably give it to San Francisco.
Oh yeah. Okay.
At that time.
You know, it's like Matt Ryan won it as the 2 seed.
That's true.
And the Cowboys were the 1 seed.
Man, don't bring that one.
I know this. MVP for Dak would go a long way. All right, that's because Lamar. They start getting that leeway, right? When you get into the next season or 5 seasons down the road, you'd be like, yeah, but he was a league MVP. All right, Dak needs Dak needs some of that, and I want to see him win. Walter Payton Man of the Year last year, followed up with a league MVP this year. Like that's some big time stuff for a player. So hopefully it pans out for him.
To have that conversation one day in Canton, Ohio, as a quarterback, you need that.
Yeah,
you need that. I mean, it's rare. Troy Aikman never won an MVP. The offense was never designed for him to. The most he ever threw in terms of touchdown passes in the season is 23. He got in because he was the winningest quarterback in the 90s, and he had 3 Super Bowl titles. But otherwise, you're looking at trying to win one of these things to get yourself in the conversation for the room. And it's either MVPs or you need Super Bowl rings.
Which one do you think Troy would trade? He damn sure. He would trade a Super Bowl for an MVP, and that's what Dak needs an MVP to go with those numbers, to go with the contract. This is what this is. We were just talking about Mike McCarthy and him and his record and what he's meant for Dallas. And it's all come down to the playoffs, what he does in the playoffs. They string a playoff run together to get them to a Super Bowl and win the Lombardi. Man,
why not be? Matt
we could do both.
I was going to say Matt Ryan had an MVP year and took Atlanta to the Super Bowl.
Man, he had.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you.
Then Brian Schottenheimer, not Brian Schottenheimer, Kyle Shanahan called him right out the game. Called him right out that game.
That's surprising.
Hate to see.
Still surprising that he's the coach that he is right now. It's surprising that he coached in that game.
He was that coach for 3 quarters.
What was surprising
he was that guy.
Surprising when he was the head coach in San Francisco, did the same thing again. 10-point lead, blew
they
it
should have
again.
beat Kansas City. Yeah, they should.
Yeah, because he couldn't figure out that it wasn't time to be aggressive. It was time to use the clock. But hey, you want to ask Jimmy G to go win your Super Bowl instead of your run game? That's on you.
And threw 11 passes.
11.
Couldn't complete. No, just bad.
It's
still like he getting paid.
Double G would have hit that post. All right. Double G would have hit that post. All right.
Double G would have been in a
all right.
t-shirt.
Emmanuel Sanders. Double G would have got it to you. Double G would have got it to you. Teardrop. Right in the bread basket.
So Double G over Daniel Jones?
Oh, yeah.
All right, great show. Appreciate it. Thank you, Barry Church, Heckman Harrison. Thank you, Danny McCray. Producers, Chris Bean. Thank you, Jazz, Will, Josh, everybody part of the show. Mike McCarthy, get well. We'll see you Sunday. We will talk to you tomorrow right here on DallasCowboys.com radio.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys?